Hello everybody, wrapping up in the Dominican Republic for my missions trip. It's a pretty long week. We did a lot. I'll try and cover some of that, but we are here in Yarbacoa, I think that's how you say it. Mission of Hope, Yarbacoa. Beautiful campus. They got a little chapel. It's pretty cool. Got enough fans in there so I'm not too hot at night, but just kind of want to do a little reflection video and try and get some of my thoughts out. Our travel agent messed up, so it wasn't as planned, but we had a day in Miami. So that was Sunday. We had all day in Miami. Monday morning, we flew out, got here. It was about an hour drive, and we were in a bus. It was cool. Just taking it all in, looking at scenery. We arrived here, and the campus starts down here. There's the gate, and then it just goes up towards this mountain, which you're not going to be able to see, but really cool campus. And so just kind of got acclimated, and they do not flush toilet paper here, which was very odd to me. So able to trash cans by the toilets, and a little bit of getting used to, but that's what it was about, is to grow and experience new things. Our first day, we were with, I believe her name was Pastor Maria. We met at her church, and we brought 30 water filters. So it was basically a bucket, and there was a little tool to drill a hole, and the tube went in there that was connected to the filter, and this allowed them to get clean water because their water is not safe to drink. So they have to buy filtered water. So this really just took a big burden financially off of them and allowed them to have clean water right in their house without having to buy it. They just have to be cleaned once a day. You just take this little syringe that it came with, and you unhook the tube and press clean water through the filter, and that cleans it. And some of the interns that were here were saying they can last up to 10 years if they're kept clean and well taken care of. So that is super cool. So the pastor was just walking us around, finding people, or it kind of seemed like she had these people already in mind, which was really cool that she is that connected with her congregation and the community. It was really cool to see. It was kind of a culture shock for just walking into someone's home that you don't know, you don't speak their language. We had 2 incredible translators that this was their first week. So we were their first group. I'm gonna totally mess up their names, but one of them was Freeland. We called him Free. He was 19. He was a super cool kid. Just an awesome guy. And he got a little nervous translating some of the times, but it was really cool to just see him work and see him connect with the people. It was just an awesome experience. But walking into people's houses, and they're just like in a shack, and it's very hard to see people living in conditions like that. So the first day was a little bit awkward for me. I didn't really feel connected to anybody. I wasn't confident to try to make conversation through the translators. So I was just really observing the first day. We split up into 2 groups, so I think we used 5 filters that day. And then the next day we went with Pastor Maria, went to a guy, and he was a single dad. His wife had passed away from cancer. He had a younger daughter, and he had a son that was very disabled. Some sort of like muscular dystrophy disease. I don't know exactly what, but it was really hard to see. He had a farm, and he had a little shop in front of his house, and we were there to paint. So we pulled all of his furniture, his clothes, the beds, all of his things out of the house, and we started to paint. There were ants on the walls. The paint was not good. It was like this blue and green color, and we painted it like a beige. So we had a couple guys that had some painting experience, and they were doing all the edges, and we were just rolling and just trying to figure out how to make this job the best that we could. It was a great day of serving, and we got to pray with him after and lay hands on him and just encourage him and just pray blessings over his life and just acknowledge the strength and the faith that he has. It was really impactful. They've been talking on these mission this week about how, yes, we're here to serve them and gift them blessings, but a lot of the time, us that are serving receive more of a blessing in our heart and our spiritual walk. So that was really amazing. The following day, we did another walk around, but with a different pastor, in a different, I don't want to say neighborhood, maybe like community. It was a different part of town, and these ones were good. I was feeling more comfortable going into people's houses, asking questions, praying for people, trying to do the best that I can, not feel shy or be like, oh, I can stay outside for this one. I tried very hard to at least go in and put the filter together, keep conversation going, try to brighten their day as we enter their home. And the other half of that day, we started to dig these holes for an extension of the church. They had to be 3-foot holes in certain spots, kind of behind the church, like to connect it. So we used pickaxes and like these fence post shovel things. It was a lot of patience being tested. We wanted to do the right thing, but like they weren't there on time, so we were just kind of waiting around. And once we did start digging, the one closest to the bathroom, it was already spray painted on the ground, and started digging into it. There was a water pipe there, so that like burst open. They call some people and like they come and repair it, and it was all good, but it was definitely some tough terrain to dig through. A bunch of rocks and like debris, and like we found like some shoes and like some trash. So that was a lot of effort being put out, especially some of the guys that have worked construction before. They were putting in some good work. And then yesterday we did the same thing in the morning. It was called strategic ministry time, just walking around in that same part of the community, and just really talking to these people, and not only just giving them a filter, but praying for them, and like asking what God has been doing in their lives. There was a guy yesterday. This is one of the guys I'll remember the most. His name was Pablo Rodriguez. And as soon as we walked in his home, he was just smiling, and he had 2 teeth. And he was just smiling and looking at everybody, and he was just so joyful. He had 2 kids that were in school, and he had a farm that he sold out of. He grew peanuts and corn and some other things. But just how intentional he was with giving everyone eye contact and just smiling regardless of the things that most people would be insecure about. He was just sitting there on his couch, and I don't know what it is about Americans and how we're insecure about what our house looks like, or not being inviting or hospitable, but these people live in shacks, and there's flies, and a lot of them just keep the door open, and when they are just around the house, they're outside their house, they're sitting on the porch, and just how they want you to come in, and like some of them would make us coffee, or just they're so inviting, and they want you to come sit down, and they'll bring chairs out for you. And just how he was smiling at us when we were talking, and like you could just feel God through him. That was something that was really incredible. I will never forget Pablo Rodriguez. After that, we went back and we mixed concrete, real manual labor stuff that I'm not used to. But it was a great time to get out of my comfort zone and use some of the physical gifts that I have to make those jobs easier. It was so good. We were all sweating, and the interpreters were helping. They weren't just standing there. Like, we were all helping to get this job done, and we put these like 25-foot metal poles into the holes that we dug and put the concrete in there. And I have to go back to a story after this, but we got those in there, and the pastor's daughter was telling us that they're gonna make that as a area for teens, especially that struggle with drug addiction, and a lot of them just grow up in fatherless homes, and they just go out on the streets and get involved with drugs or get pregnant as a teen, and just things that we all hear about and are unfortunate. But some of them, the pastor takes them into the city to play basketball, so they're hoping to find some place to build a basketball court to keep people engaged and in community, and choosing bad situations less. But pastor had been wanting to do this for 11 years, and we got to make that come true with the things that we provided, and offering up that service to be able to help them do that. The other story I want to go back to is how we painted for that single dad. He was planning to paint this summer, and he had told his community that he was going to do this, but he was really discouraged just on the stress and the loss from his wife, also like having to raise those two kids, and just the patience that he has. Some of us were watching as he fed his son, and he couldn't even keep it in his mouth, and just his dad was never angry. His dad was always just there for him, and he was really emotional like at the end when we finished, because like this was an answered prayer for him, and it would have taken him probably around a month to do that all by himself. So it was really cool, and we found out the next day that his community all found out that we got to do that for him, so they all came over, and like 20 people were just like rejoicing that this happened to him, and it was such a beautiful moment. Since our travel got our travel agent had a little mishap because there was no other flight to connect us here on Sunday. We got those 4 days of serving, and today we went to the beach with an interpreter and some of the interns, and just trying to bring this to a rest, try to reflect on what we got to do this week. And I've just been talking with some of the guys, and like it's been such an amazing experience. I can't wait till I get to do the next one. I can't wait to see what God is continuing to do here in the Dominican Republic. I can't wait to see what God is going to continue to do in my life. It's so beautiful when your eyes are open, and all glory to God, because this was such a changing experience. They were all telling me it would be, and I know it's going to be a little shocking when I go back, just how fortunate we are, the things we have in America. It can always be worse, and I'm just thankful that I got to experience this. I'm thankful for the friends that I made. I'm thankful for the interpreters, and just how they got to serve us by keeping the connection cohesive between us and the Dominicans. I'm just so thankful for this opportunity. I'm thankful for our leaders, thankful for how God is moving through these people, through this ministry, and through our team. It was so amazing to see. I will talk to you guys soon. Travel day tomorrow. And there's the city. I love you guys. Spread peace, love, and positivity.